Druckenmiller. It is 8:10. We have a temperature of 62 degrees out there. Hopefully we have a little less rain coming up. Had about an inch of rain overnight, but we could have some more storms later on today, as David and Eric have said. We'll get back with that in the news in a minute. We are joined right now by Dr. Greg Sumner. He is the current chairman of the Greater Rome Chamber of Commerce. Greg, good morning, sir.
Good morning, John. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Of course, Greg, you've been in business on Broad Street now for
many years. We've been in business in Rome for 14 years. I think we've been on Broad Street about 6.
You are, of course, now, in your 4-month, 5-month mark as being chairman of the Chamber of Commerce.
That's right.
Great time to be with the Chamber of Commerce. Always something going on there. People say it's a challenging economic environment out there. I don't know, given your long career in law enforcement and what you do now, you're up to the challenge. And you have been meeting that challenge. So congratulations.
Thank you, John.
It is a tough environment, but it's an environment that can be tamed. Tell us what's going on right now with the Chamber and in your mission. You had a great comment I heard on the air here a few weeks ago when somebody asked you where are we going with the Chamber. You had a 3-word answer, and that word answer was jobs, jobs, jobs. So tell us about where we're going with that.
And that mantra has not changed.
Outstanding.
And that goes right back to the mission of the Chamber, to promote prosperity in Rome and Floyd County for and through its business ownership. And so, by doing that, there are people behind the scenes, which many folks don't see, that are working extremely hard, but they've been doing this for years. This is not just because I've come on board in the last 4 months. This has been going on for years in our community, and as a result, we start to see good things happen.
That's right. And job growth has been one thing, especially to commend you and Al and Evie's administration going back a little bit. It's wonderful to see not just these new prospects talked about. The growth in the existing industry has been commendable as well. We just saw a few announced already this year. A couple major growth. Look at Southern Mills, what they're doing, that huge project out there. Again, you folks are working now a 3-legged stool. It goes beyond that. You're trying to get the new job. You're trying to grow the existing industry and support the existing industry. And a huge undertaking. I commend you in this, especially being a small business. I'm extremely impressed to see a renewed and expanded focus on small business. I mean, a lot of the economists say we're going to grow out of this recession, in part because of what these smaller businesses are doing. So, again, it's been a multitask thing. You guys have been great. One of the big things you folks have, the Chamber has centered on, you've been a very big advocate on, technology-based business. What can you tell us about that?
Well, the technology is a focus in Rome and Floyd County, as is other parts such as healthcare. But let me mention something else to you, John. You had mentioned something about some expansions in Rome. I think that is an important part for the Chamber. It's not just new business. We're working daily to try to recruit new but the right type businesses for our community. But at the same token, some of those successes, you mentioned one of them, Southeastern Mills. Some others, Beckart, Profile Extrusion. And then we've had some new additions, F&P Pigments, Pets Enterprise Software, tax software, that is. So we've been very fortunate with the existing industry, but then some new industries that are starting to expand. And I'm very optimistic that what you will see over the next year is some more business potential expansions and perhaps even some new relocations. But again, this goes back to leadership over the years that's starting to come to fruition. And I should really mention is that the partnership between the city, the county, the chamber, and the private sector, it works quite well.
Well, it is a partnership, it's a relationship too. It's funny, last summer we coined a phrase, we called it the summer of 42. I believe there was $42 million being spent in existing and new industry, created I think 100 new jobs. We've seen some of that come to fruition this year. Given that summer of 42 was a movie, and there was a sequel called, I believe, the summer of 44. Any sequels we're going to see coming up this summer? Anything that's at a percolating spot where it can be announced or hinted at?
Well, again, I go back to my chamber crystal ball, and I like to call the crystal ball optimism, and we are optimistic. I think that we have some good things in the pipeline, but it's just a matter of time. There are, again, people working hard behind the scenes, and I really feel like this is going to be a good year.
That sounds great. Okay, well, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, let's look, again, given your knowledge of what you've been involved in the Chamber for years, of course, walk us through when we come back and maybe how this works. I mean, you got to plant that seed, and you got to, just like a garden, you got to grow it. So when we come back from our break, we'll talk to that. Dr. Greg Sumner, Chairman of the Greater Rome Chamber of Commerce. This is John Druckenmiller. We'll be right back with more of this.